Alright you guys, what's happening? QMJ here with today's match day reaction. We're talking Aberdeen 4, Queen of the South 1. A game that was definitely a game of two halves today. The first half was absolutely dreadful. Second half, a fair amount happened. I thought Aberdeen did enough to deserve to win the game, but I thought the scoreline flattered us a wee bit, but we'll get into that. Before we get into this video, I don't think there's much point in talking about the first half. Pretty much nothing happened. They had a shot for long range that was tipped over the bar. Other than that, it was fucking shite. First off, thank you very much to everybody who has subscribed to the channel. We hit 300 subscribers this morning, which is not going to change my life, but that doesn't mean it doesn't matter. So thank you very much to everybody who's hit that red button so far. And yeah, I'm no long back for Newcastle. I had a weekend down there. I am fucking knackered, but the game today was at least something to do. Now, the first half was just about sending me to sleep. It was absolutely terrible, but it definitely changed when Niall McGinn came on. McGinn hasn't really seen a lot of starts recently, and I did say on the video on Wednesday, if McGinn might have started against Rangers, if that might have made a wee bit of difference with the set-piece deliveries. Although in fairness, we have to admit that McGinn, since he came back from Korea, hasn't been in the best form, but today, when he came off the bench, it was absolutely sensational. Today, he's come on the park, less than 2 minutes into the second half, less than 2 minutes into his introduction, he's made it 1-0. And absolutely nothing happened in first half, but McGinn gets on the score sheet straight away. So the ball has ended up in the box towards Cosgrove. Their defender, I think it was Jacobs, has made the tackle. It's gone straight to Niall McGinn, who's curled one into the roof of the net for 1-0. And we thought for there, after a really, really poor first half performance, we thought that's the goal that's going to get us started. And to be fair, it should have been the goal that got us started. But just a couple of minutes later, Queen of the South scored the goal of the game. So Stephen Dobbie, who's been banging them in for fun in the Championship, picks the ball up. He's just over 30 yards for goal, and he's unleashed an absolute thunder bastard in the top corner. It's a great strike. No goalkeeper saving that. It has gone like a fucking bullet into the top corner. Joe Lewis did not have a prayer. You couldn't even ask him to be better positioned. You can't fault the goalkeeper for that one. It's an absolutely sensational strike by Dobbie, showing that he's still got a lot of class and showing why he has been scoring a lot of goals in the division below. A great goal. The type of goal that didn't deserve to be on the wrong side is such a lopsided score. After that, we didn't really let it affect us too much. We got back into the game. The second half performance from Aberdeen was mostly pretty good. And then we get the second goal. So it's a corner from the right. It's laid off to McGinn. His cross is in a good area, but no one's picked up Andy Considine. Considine has started his run for pretty much the edge of the box, and he's just wandered away from whoever was meant to be marking him into the middle to head it past the goalkeeper for 2-1. Goalkeeper got a hand to it, but it was point blank range, so can't fault the keeper for that. And yeah, 2-1 straight away. So Considine gets his goal against Queen of the South, which he seems to love whenever he plays them, and just dreadful defending by them for that second goal, which was a shame because they had been very well organised and they'd frustrated us really, really well. The first goal, very unfortunate for their point of view. A really good tackle on the edge of the box, just rolls straight to our boy. The second one has to be defended better. It was absolutely shocking. Third one, another cross, this time for the left. Sam Cosgrove at the front post, heads it down, which you always like to see. Down, bounces up into the roof of the net, and it's 3-1, and for that point it's game over. Now, maybe 3-1 was a wee bit harsh in Queen of the South because it wasn't like we had a lot of chances other than the three we put away. The fourth goal though was a disgrace. It was a penalty, and it's been a cross that's came in for the left again. It's been flicked on by Max Lowe and gone over everyone's head. Logan has turned around to try and cross it back in, and it's been given for handball. Now when you look at the replay, it's quite clearly hit the guy in the side and then came up and hit his arm. There's no sensible explanation for a penalty being given there, to be honest. It's a dreadful decision. The decisions that we've seen at times in Scottish football this year have been so terrible, and we definitely benefited if we won the day. So Cosgrove puts away the penalty for 4-1, and that's pretty much your game. Overall, a pretty good Aberdeen performance in the second half. An absolutely dreadful Aberdeen performance in the first half, though, that will largely be forgotten because of the second half. But you have to focus on that first 45 minutes. We looked like a team that didn't learn any lessons for that Stenhousemuir game. We were so flat against Stenhousemuir in the last round at home, and we came out playing in first gear, and we were 1-0 up in that game at half-time, but we really weren't doing much, and then we eventually got punished. The day, playing against a better side, we really were kind of the same. We were pretty passive. We didn't look like we were going to create anything in that first half, and it was just a really, really dreadful first half performance. Second half, we definitely got her act together. And I mean, you've got to give Niall McGinn man of the match of the day. He was absolutely tremendous when he came on, and he really, really changed the game. From an Aberdeen point of view, the only guys that you really need to focus on the day are Niall McGinn, who I thought was absolutely tremendous. Sam Cosgrove, you've got to focus on a little bit as well. He scored 2. He keeps on banging them in, but he should have had a hat-trick. There was a cutback at 4-1 to the back post. He's kind of got his feet all wrong, and with his left foot, he's hooked it over and wide. Really terrible finish with a goal at his mercy, and should have been a hat-trick. But yeah, Cosgrove continues to bang in the goal, so we can't really complain too much. Graham Shinnie the day. The last couple of videos I've talked about how good Graham Shinnie was in the Hibs and Rangers game. He in the first half today was so awful, it was unbelievable. I cannot remember a worse half of football for Graham Shinnie than the one I saw the day. He was unbelievably terrible. Obviously, he wasn't the only one in the first half. The first half was just a shite team performance, but Shinnie just constantly gave the ball away in the first half. He knuckled down a wee bit in the second half, but I can't sit here and say Shinnie had a really good second half. He was just okay. The second half was a good team performance, so we've got to take some positives for that. You do wonder if Niall McGinn will start next week against St Mirren. We aren't really getting much out of Stevie May, and we kind of played Greg Stewart a bit more wide today, and we do prefer him through the middle. I think he's a better player through the middle, especially when he's allowed to drift out wide rather than having to stay out wide. So if we ended up lining up against St Mirren with GMS on one wing, McGinn on the other, and Stewart through the middle behind Cosgrove, I think that would be the ideal scenario. The other two things to focus on: Logan went off with an injury the day. I don't know how bad it is, to be honest. Hopefully he's not going to miss any time, because realistically our backup right back is fucking Dominic Ball, and I don't mind Ball in midfield, but I absolutely hate him at full back. But Mikey Devlin came on for him. It was really, really good to see Mikey Devlin back. If you remember all the way back to the cup final, which was just over 2 months ago now, Devlin was touch and go for the final, but the likelihood was he wasn't going to make it. But the injury just niggled, and he's been out all this time. So to see him get maybe 10-15 minutes a day was really big. And hopefully that means that he's pretty much ready to start again. St Mirren have been really, really poor when we've played them this season. We've played well twice and hammered them twice. We've played okay once, kind of poor once to be honest, but still beat them down there. So hopefully we will do the business in that game. But it's nice to not have a midweek game this week, I must admit. We've had so many midweek fixtures recently since the split, partly because of the replay with Stenhousemuir as well. That mad game against Rangers during the week as well. So I think this would have been like the 4th week in a row we had a midweek fixture, so I'm glad to have 7 days between games. But yeah, we really got to look at that St Mirren game next week and think that that is a game that we definitely fancy ourselves winning. Though if we do play like that in the first half, then you know, any team in the Premier League could do something against us. But we'll find out the cup draw tomorrow. We've got, obviously, Rangers Celtic are through the quarterfinals. Hearts are through against Auchinleck Talbot today. Hibs beat Wraith Rovers yesterday. Partick Thistle are through, so I think that's the draw a lot of teams want. You've also got Dundee United through, which I think a lot of people would be quite interested if we drew them away, although they have changed their team completely this season. So, you know, you can't take anything for granted against them. They are a brand new team since the start of the January transfer window. And then obviously the winner of Ross County and Inverness. So I guess there's probably a lot of people out there who would quite fancy a crack at Rangers at Ibrox, especially that we would get the bigger allocation. I think a lot of people will fancy a crack at Dundee United away because we've not been to Tannadice for a while, but to be honest, give me Partick Thistle at home, I'll be more than happy. But we'll see what happens with the draw tomorrow. But we're going to wrap this video up just now. So thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, hit the red subscribe button, it really helps me out. Like the video as well, which helps it get out there. And if you know anybody who'd enjoy it, share it with them. I've been QMJ. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll talk to you again sometime.